So welcome in, everybody. It's us.
The Hopes.
Hopes.
I'm Sky. I'm the little yellow angel.
I'm Ver. I'm the blue little demon, and we are continuing Recipe for a Turnabout.
Mm-hmm.
It is the final session of this specific case. We're finishing up the trial.
1:21 p.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 1.
The last time we were playing, we were calling El Tigre into court. Godot said he only needed 30 minutes for him to come back. Are you recovering okay from your wisdom teeth before we get into this?
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for checking in on me. That's very, very sweet of you. Very thoughtful. Today is the first day that, eating solid food hasn't felt wrong.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Applause for me. Oh, I need to turn off the heater.
Okay.
But yeah,
Continues talking while walking away.
I fully think there was a long period of time where I was like, oh my god, I'm so scared I'm gonna hurt myself, you know?
Yeah.
And I do think that I still could. It all still feels very, it's healing. The tissue hasn't reconstructed in whatever way that it needs to. So, still waiting a little bit longer, but mostly I'm feeling almost like I see a pathway to hashtag normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And you definitely are glad to be out of the only mushy food stage.
Oh my god, I could not handle it even for 2 days. I was such a little wimp about it. One day in, I was like, I'm sick of this.
You hate eating the same food repeatedly.
I really do. I need, I am always thinking, well, if I have this taste, I need to have this taste. If I have this texture, then I need to have that texture. I'm always doing opposition in my food. You like the
contrast.
I love contrast. I need heavy contrast in my food. I actually did gargle warm salt water just before the stream.
Yeah, our dental oral surgeon really set us up with really good instructions on what to do for every single day, and set us up with a whole syringe that reaches to the back of your teeth specifically.
Dude, I'm obsessed with that thing.
That thing rocks.
And I'm gonna keep it because we have a water pick, and
we also have the one from when I got my teeth out.
Dude, I could double do it.
Double syringe your mouth.
Yeah, but also I was I'm happy to realize those things and that I can use them, because I like using the water pick, but sometimes, especially in the bathroom we have, which is so cramped and small,
tiny.
and there's no counter space, our water pick has nowhere to be, and it just feels cumbersome. But if we could feel sometimes I don't use it, and sometimes I don't floss.
Sue me. God.
But I want to be better.
Dream home checklist. One square of counter
just
space in the bathroom.
One Animal Crossing square of tile, so I could put that floss pick somewhere.
Literally, that's all I want.
Water pick.
Okay.
So what?
So let's meet Phoenix's kin double, as Friday put it. I really liked describing
kin double, his cosplayer.
Yeah. Let's get into this. Thank you for checking on Sky's
Thank you so much.
Let's go.
So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now. Nick.
I wish I could agree.
Huh?
When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know what he testified is the truth.
You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying?
I don't know. But if that's the line of the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble.
Way to Godot! Hi, Tay.
Oh, that's funny. You missed the last one? Oh.
Hey, don't worry. They summarized a lot of things. It was us cross-examining John.
Yeah,
Jonathan
Jean Armstrong. Basically, I mean, honestly, the last stream was Jean Armstrong wasting our goddamn time with a bunch of lies that we turned around. He said there was a mirror there wasn't a mirror there. Like, he kind of said a bunch of bullshit that just threw us off the scent before we were like, you're lying. And then he was like,
I love that he was like, guys, why is no one mentioning the giant mirror that was in the middle of the restaurant? And we were like, literally, what mirror? And he's like, the one that was there.
And they were like, you didn't tell us about that. And he's like, you didn't ask. And we were like,
oh,
you would, someone, and there would have been some witness that would have mentioned this.
Someone would have mentioned the giant mirror in the middle of the restaurant.
Like, let's be so for real right now. And that was basically the whole case this Monday, was be so for real right now, Gene Armstrong. You're not even French, are you? And then he was like, por favor?
And the judge was like, not
I
French.
speak Spanish fluently, and that's not French.
If anyone wants to catch up on VODs at any point, though, we do have a channel on YouTube where all of the VODs are. If you're like, I would like to see it.
If you want all the context, it's there for you.
But we're going to keep on trucking.
We're going to go. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, Pearl! That's another Sky voice. Detective Gumshoe.
What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end.
Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot.
It's not a top knot.
Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, all right? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up.
Oh.
No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, Pearl. Anything. An occupation, please. Or I shall go mad. Hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour.
Hey.
An hour? Trial will have reconvened by then.
But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right?
True.
Without some kind of trump card, to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck.
You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour?
You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? Whoa, this is a huge deal. Yeah, right? Like, it would have to be. But,
is there something else that you think we would need the prints on?
No.
I know, it's gotta be this, right?
It's gotta be this.
Yeah. I mean, you can look around. I'll look around with you.
No, I have the controller right now, and I couldn't figure out which button it was to present, even though it said so.
No, dude.
On screen.
Sometimes I think we play so many games that it's like, because the X and the B buttons always interchange.
The select button is always different on
Everything's
every
always
game.
different, and you have to like reroute your brain every time, and it's hard. It's hard for a brain to do. If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey. That's a small bottle I gave back to you this morning, all right?
That's right.
Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me too. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back.
All right.
This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess.
It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys.
Yeah, the controls between games, on that note, I think it's like an accessibility thing at this point. I think I like when games have the controls on the screen, and also when they let you change it.
Oh, yeah, if they have it on the screen, or they let you change it, or they remind you in a way that's non-invasive but persistent, you know?
It's an art.
It's an art. It's an art. It's a design. It's designer.
Yes.
And you know who you had to thank for that? Graphic designers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, God. slay to house down boots, queen. Photoshop. Adobe. Illustrator.
Court will now reconvene, Mr. Godot. Did you find this Furio Tigre?
Oh, wait. my checklist.
Your counter.
I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job. Nope.
So does that count?
Wait, yeah, he had 3 cups before this. Plus. Okay.
So he's on 4.
He's on number 4, and he had 8 last time.
Okay.
So I'm going to put 8 plus 3 plus 1.
But that was yesterday.
No, he
was-
said half hour.
Yeah, he had
he-
3 and a half hour, and now he's having another one.
Bro, this man is gonna have a heart attack.
Hey. Yeah.
Tamed him. The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on.
He's pretty lively.
He's a real live one.
Be careful. He still bites.
Oh my god, guys!
Very well. Please show Mr. Tigre to the
Not
stand.
me shipping every single person on the witness stand with Godot.
Like,
Have I not felt like there was chemistry at any point?
no. Sorry. The judge was telling him to introduce himself, and then Tigre said, she ran away.
Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there too.
What do you, what you saying to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest.
Who could have guessed that the fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the
Brooklyn.
judge?
A Brooklyn accent.
I got business to take care of. You hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spikey?
No, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor?
I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal.
That's it. We're doomed.
Maybe you just didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here?
There's no need to shout. We can all hear you.
What do you say?
There's no point in struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in.
Grr.
Too cool. That's how I feel too. I was like, man, maybe I'm not a Phoenix Kenny because I really think Godot is cool. And then he's like, no, even he thinks he's cool.
That's what annoys him about him.
Don't let him get at the better of your neck.
From behind, from below, from underneath the table. Don't let him get you. Don't let him take your sparkle neck.
That's so funny. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct?
Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mask boy.
You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird?
Maggie who? I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas.
Of course! Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then! Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder!
Phoenix Wright. You was the one who set this up, didn't you? You was gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying?
Gulp. Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Phoenix?
He's scared. I love that I'm giving this guy a really non-intimidating voice, and everyone
an
is
extremely
so scared.
non-intimidating voice. What did you do on the day of the murder, Phoenix Wright?
Get a grip, Nick!
From below the table, still.
Shaking my head. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tenderlanda every single day. You want to check my alibi? Just ask Violetta.
At last, I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright, please. Ah! What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting like that.
I don't know what the I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins.
Lowlife? Me?
Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000.
Five. He's like holding up his hand in front of his face.
Five.
No, wait. 50,000.
And you's gonna borrow the cash from me.
That's one loan contract I refuse to sign.
And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger. Shakes his head. I love a good spectator sport.
He lives for the drama.
Just a minute, that's really not...
This witness is, how can I put it, a hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle?
Oh, it is a tiger biting a dragon, and Ryunosuke is his name. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, or something like that in Japanese. So dragon's in his name. And there's a tiger biting the dragon on his shirt.
Interesting.
Very fun design. That's very fun.
Get him his bad side and he'll bite everyone's head off. Yours too.
Yeah, he's hungry, yeah.
Very well, I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here.
What?
Excuse you. You better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business.
He got big yowie lips is what he got.
If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus.
That's
His
cool.
bus! Wait!
Blinking.
I love that. He's like, I got a bus to catch, guys. So you guys gotta fucking hurry it up.
The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony.
So we can't press too much.
Okay, we have to be careful.
Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can do it, Nick.
Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? I don't know nothing about no murder. That's
Okay.
nothing. I was tied up with business in December last year, spent all my time in the office.
When was
Well-
his accident that we know that he was in? Do we have any proof about that?
Trying to find out. I'm looking. We got a lot of shit in here. Viola's medical paper. $1 million
Last
bill
year.
for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year. So
We don't know. It
but
doesn't
it's
say when.
January. It's January now, so if this was last year, it could have been December.
It could have been.
December last year?
I don't know if we can,
Okay, fine.
Talk about
no,
that right
that's
now.
fair, that's fair, that's fair.
but like that doesn't seem specific.
Should I
enough.
press it?
Well, what are the
I got
ones?
whales lined up to borrow cash from $10 lenders every single day, unproven. You want to check my alibi? Ask Violetta. She's not on the stand right now.
Just think, all you have to do is press him on something irrelevant and bam, $50,000.
Get real, Maya. How about you pay the money then? Your allowance should cover it.
Hey, I'm no idiot, you know.
Well, I'm certainly not the one who thought the $50,000 was free money. Anyway, I need to work this guy without pressing his testimony too hard.
But his testimony is pretty solid as it is.
I admit nothing jumps out at me as a contradiction, but I've got to find an opening somewhere, or I need to make one. Okay,
Well,
so
okay.
let's press the second one.
So, well, let's press it because we're like, okay, well, we might have something.
Yeah.
So let's see if we do have something.
Yeah. Let's press it and see what he says. Because that's the one thing that we can actually, tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know? Oh. Okay.
You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is.
That's weird. When he said last year, I kind of assumed it was like 365 days ago.
I assume that it's somewhere in the last
Not like
calendar
the
year.
January 8th last year way. You know what I mean? Like, because he said December last year, and it's January 8th today.
Yeah.
So he was like, I was caught up 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. It just made me like,
It's
what
weird.
are you talking
It's a
about?
weird phrasing thing.
It's fine. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini?
She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was.
That seems like a rather, sketchy schedule.
I hate how red this man inserted, you are diseased. I think he gets like he gets spray tanned like
Wrong.
really badly.
Yeah.
There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing the day of the murder. So now what? Pues todo? Mr. Tiger?
What you want?
If you wouldn't mind going into a little bit more detail.
This is a dead end, Trite, and you know it. Remember the rules.
No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately.
I agree!
The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too?
Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before.
Interesting.
I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please...
Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony.
Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. I was in the office too. Never saw that kid before. Can't be true. It can't be true.
Why can it not be true?
I don't know. It just can't be true because he met him. He does know that kid.
Yes.
'Cause he killed him.
Okay, yes, you're right.
It can't be true
right.
because it's not.
Did we have, his calendar? The horsey. Can you look at the horsey?
Meet with the tiger.
The tiger!
Objection? You're a liar. Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg, but it appears that Mr. Glenn Elg knew you.
What?
What? Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd.
December 3rd? That's the day of the murder.
So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him.
Not bad. You's actually not bad.
Sorry?
I was just messing with yous to see how good you were.
Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth.
Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated.
You's calling me a liar? Is that what you doing?
Ruh-roh!
Ruh-roh! Oh.
So you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious. You's better believe that's the truth. Heh. I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigray.
Yeah, would you mind indulging the court, witness?
He never actually met the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. You just go ahead and bend on over.
Wow. I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tender Lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. I ain't never ever even been to Tribune joint. You was here?
Well, I think that's a load of bullshit.
I cannot nail down this man's voice.
That's okay. Maybe he doesn't know.
I think he's a phony.
I can't. It's not like I'm nailing down Jean Armstrong's voice.
Well, she's not here anymore.
Yeah.
I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up.
I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead.
Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gotta make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? He just looks annoying to me, so I'm like, what's an annoying voice?
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying.
Oh. Don't press on irrelevant statements, I bet. Still.
Yeah.
Never met Glenn Elg. Some lame guy with that name, though. He wanted to borrow cash from me.
So you're saying they did have an appointment.
I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tender Lender. I waited around for him, but he never showed. I never even been to that Tribune joint. He definitely has.
Didn't we find something? Yes.
Yeah, it's the matches. You had matches from Tribune at your office, so why? Mr. Tigray, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches?
Matches? What you talking about?
We found them in your office at Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant. If you've really never been to Tribune before, what was the book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk?
You've been snooping around in my stuff now too, wise guy? What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me.
What are you, my husband? Are you my son? Are you my Relly?
Order! Order! Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Ah! Sorry! I'm terribly sorry! Forgive me!
I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said.
Wow, it's funny that you can get away with saying pussy as long as you follow it with cat.
It is funny. I also think that's funny. But okay, I was at the joint that day.
What?
But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony.
I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glen Elg that day. And he did put poison in his coffee. He must have.
Always sticking his tongue out. Me too lately. I just noticed myself like drawing and my tongue is just sticking out like...
Concentration.
Yeah. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then? Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it! If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Heh, no problem. Oh my god. Anytime Tripe presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job!
Ha 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 ha.
Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty
I
verdict.
think he's at 14 right now.
So do it.
14 cups of coffee.
8 plus 3... 11. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
The Special Express ain't cheap, right? So just so you know, since you've been paying.
Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here?
No!
I better not get the bill if he goes to jail. I better not get that bill.
I can see that happening. Man, they really...
When I opened the door to the joint, you saw an ugly scene. What?
When I opened the door, I saw one ugly scene.
The guy laid it out over the table, stiff as concrete. Stiff as concrete. He was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete.
Stiff as concrete. But he wouldn't have seen him.
He wouldn't have seen him because there was a partition in the way.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Ding dong, you are wrong.
Whoa.
You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigray?
No one escapes the tiger's clutches.
Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. No one escapes the Phoenix's clutches.
Wow, Phoenix caca.
I think it's time we got something straight.
What's this, Trite? A new line of irrelevant questioning?
These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigray. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this.
Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat.
Hold on! Wait a minute. If all that is true.
Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head.
Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition.
Why? That's true.
Why? Oh, well, I'll be dashed. Now look at the plans again. Now look at me. Now look up. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him.
Wrong! Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table.
But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Godot was not Glenn Elg, but a fake.
What?
In order to have Mr. Godot falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. A charade.
A charade?
That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elg? And then impersonated him in a performance for Victor Kudo.
Impersonated his victim.
In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court.
That guy.
Criminal.
Pointing at him. Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it.
What? Well, witness?
Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger is the king of the jungle. So I dare you say it again. Come on, you got the guts?
Tiger.
You can't threaten me, Mr. Tiger. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright!
Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got guts, I'll give you that.
But Mr. Wright, you need me to handle this on my own. Please. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot? Let's just go back over Mr. Godot's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh, no.
The servant girl brought him a Javachino. And she did something in it.
This music has such a Donkey Kong vibe to me.
It does. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes! It was the waitress who...
Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack.
Found your pen at last, tripe.
It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Godot witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress from behind.
Yes! Your point, Mr. Wright?
I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show.
What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well?
You know,
Yeah.
Among Us.
Bust.
The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident, and someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her.
Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Godot witnessed?
Well,
Her.
yeah. Like,
That's it.
Who is this woman?
Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employer of Tenderlender.
you're just making a big mistake. Did you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in a truck tonight if you know what I mean.
Stop shaking, Nick! Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following.
Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy. And she had kind of a cackling laugh.
Oh, I forgot about that. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice. Once for real and once for show.
One
For the money, one for the show.
Two
to get ready. For it go. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you.
Witness? What have you got to say?
That's cute.
Sorry?
He's alright. I could do with a guy like you around.
What do you mean?
Okay. I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go.
Something to think about.
You've got it all wrapped up nice, alright? But you've missed out one real important thing.
But that can't be.
I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too.
Uh-huh.
But I couldn't have poisoned him. You here?
What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tiger?
Yeah, seriously.
Huh. What a troublemaker.
Troublemaker? Oh, man, coffee.
Looks like we're gonna need another one for the road. How many did he say that he won't have more than in a trial?
17, I think.
Lie. I'm looking at the amount of coffees that I'm seeing that we have witnessed him have already.
He's a liar. I think it's either 17 or 18.
Yeah. One more steaming cup of justice.
Testimony.
Indeed! Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Tribulations between yourself and the victim?
Yeah, I loaned El Cash about $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyways, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know? Real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Wait a second. That's the first thing I'm gonna press is that last one, because that was a weird thing to say.
Now I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elk was $50,000.
Yeah, well, you've got the VIG to take into account interest builds up fast, you know?
That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal.
And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question.
Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I got no motive, you ain't got no case.
His motive? Huh. He has to have one, but what is it? I want to hear that last thing. That's the first thing I want to talk about, because it was really weird. Because everything else was like, yeah, true. Oh. But him being like, if that waitress hadn't done that, it would have all been over. Like, it was over. What does that mean? If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over.
Well, like, I think what he means is, like, he would have...
If the waitress hadn't killed him, everything would have been over?
Yeah, because, well, we can press it. We can still press it. But I think what he means is that, like, he didn't have to repay it back. He didn't have to worry about paying it back because he got the money from the lottery. So it doesn't... He wouldn't have had to have the debt looming over him anymore.
Yeah, but then he said if the waitress hadn't killed him, everything would have been over. That has nothing to do with the gambling. That has everything to do with, like, oh man, I'm really glad that he died so that he couldn't repay his debt to me. I wanted him in debt to me. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
The waitress, you mean...
The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else would I mean? If she hadn't gotten away, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what he means. Maybe I should push a little on this. How things would have been. That's what I'm intrigued by. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. What do you mean things would have been over and done with?
You all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all come together before that waitress got in the way.
As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony,
Yeah, I don't know why that bothers me so much.
other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said.
Yeah. Tiger's motive, huh? It was after the $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy.
No other reason
To kill the guy. No other reason to kill the guy.
Then
100,000.
why
100,000.
not after $100,000 after MC Bomber? Ah ha ha ha.
Maybe. I don't know. There's $100,000 on there, so it makes me curious. Music stopped.
Whoa. Okay.
So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, correct?
I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right.
No. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
What are you getting at, Trey? What else would a moneylender be after other than money?
Oh, the moneylender was after money. But money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch.
What is that?
Like this. A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber.
A computer virus? What does one of those do?
We need a younger judge. A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer.
A computer? What does one of those do?
We need a younger judge. I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market.
Several $1 million?
Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elg had no way to repay the money is crucial.
What?
Glenn Elg was a programmer, highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money.
You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get hold of that program?
Exactly.
The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, trite. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder.
Of course he could, provided he had time. But what if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear.
It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tigre need the money to the tune of $1 million?
Oh, because of her.
Yeah.
Because of her. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money.
Ah!
About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery.
How much this do you know?
These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million, and yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full.
$1 million? A preposterous sum! Someone should sue these HMOs! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue.
This is
Really?
a funny
Funny.
thing for an
That's
American
funny.
to hear.
Yeah, this is funny to hear. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it.
Order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright?
Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Viola Cadaverini.
Did you say Cadaverini?
Uh-huh. Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid the compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glenn Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened. But he can't, and neither can I.
The lottery win.
Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way.
Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle.
So he resorted to illegitimate means. Salt Bay means.
That's crazy.
He murdered Glenn Elg, and then he made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Godot.
Like I said, Trey, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
Yeah.
But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan.
Order! Order! Silence or I will clear...
You put on a good show, Spiky. If you want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that.
Uh-huh, I agree.
You do?
Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out.
What? Another one, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, you defended her, and you looked like me.
Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, trite? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused?
He pretended to be me.
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation.
Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me.
What? That's...
The truth.
But... the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright.
Thank you, Judge, I agree.
Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here, this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I had ever seen. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take a stand and testify that it was him? Gulp? Hey. Forget about it, yeah?
I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Oh my god, not him being baby. Have you no pride, sir?
Oh my gosh.
Another cup of coffee.
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trey, here in court, we deal with people's lives.
Mr. Godot is right.
Your Honor?
Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with a vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it.
No!
If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive.
But we've come so far.
You say he impersonated Glenn Elg. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge.
Well, why would he do it? It's not just for fun.
He's the ultimate cosplayer.
Oh.
You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee.
I feel like I do. Wait, maybe. I don't know. Maybe
Not yet, not yet.
Gumshoe's gotta give it me.
Ha! you, right? Don't mess with that tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. You's got that?
No. All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt.
Catch the tiger by his toe. Ha! Looks like I won't be needing a refill.
If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook.
This witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre.
No! But he's the guy!
No!
Hold it! You're out of shot! Wait!
Detective!
Detective Gumshoe! Sorry I took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the wikes. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too.
What is it, Detective?
Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence.
What?
Oh, recess.
Oh my god.
Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal! From this medicine bottle.
Oh, so? Do you know who the prints belong to now?
Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know.
So, tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it.
You bet. Clear as crystal, all over the bottle. Furio Tigre's paw prints, all right?
That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick.
I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. Huh? What? Why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenn Elg's coffee. It's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that doesn't really make any difference now. I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use.
No.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe,
Maggie!
you've been working on something for me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. Now get out of your hair now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait!
He's gone. Phoenix and Maya shipping it.
Yeah, they're like,
Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Takes it, puts it in my pocket.
puts it in a court
I
record.
gotta pee.
Okay,
Can I
well,
pee real quick?
you can pee real quick.
Okay. Hold on. Entertain everyone. Or do something.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
A roux laying on the ground.
Oh, what? Oh, she's just in a cute little ball, laying and looking at us. You could be on the chair, baby. No, she wants to sit right there. She wants to sit right there. Man. Kitty ball. Yeah, here, let me see if I can get a picture of her. She kind of looks like nothing, is the unfortunate thing, because she's a little black kitty cat, so it kind of looks like she could be laundry. This is not a flattering picture of her or our home. You can hardly even tell that this is her. That's so funny. Well. How are y'all doing? How do we feel about the case so far? Do we think that Phoenix can do it? Do you think that we can prove that Maggie is innocent? I bet we can. I bet we can do this if we try. Oh, there's our other kitty cat. One was on the bed and one is on the floor. The hierarchy of power within our apartment complex. One kitty being up and one kitty being down. Oh, wait. He got down. He got down to say hi to her. He gave her a little lick on the forehead. That was so cute. Oh, what?
Okay.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Pardon me.
No worries. Jem was on the bed and he got down and gave Rue a little kiss before leaving.
Aww. He was like, hey, sis, love you.
Love you.
All right.
And now she's still there. Never mind.
Still in her spot. Hi, little Rue. Snow blinking.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you discovered.
Yes.
Oh my god, another one. He said, I guess I won't need another cup, and then he got another one.
Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we?
Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste.
How much more of my time are yous gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. But yous lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion.
No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright.
Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here, but maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court.
Okay, this is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Is it that the victims...
Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. T. Gray.
What?
But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark.
My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway?
A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Bro, you gonna commit a crime today? Mr. T. Gray, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains...
Cyanide?
This bottle contains potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide?
The poison used to murder Mr. L, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. T. Gray, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that?
You'd make a good clown. You know that?
What?
You ain't never gonna get this to stick. You's just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger?
A bluff?
I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it.
Oh, yeah? No, this is the bottle we found traces of the poison in.
Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass.
Smirk.
Wait, that cheap piece of trash doesn't look nothing like it.
Smirking. Smirking wide. Smirking big. Big smirk.
Blink, blink.
Wrapping arms around myself. Big smirk.
Dot, dot, dot.
Now, how do you know that?
The cyanide.
Got him. At last.
What? Why's everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle.
Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But you ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, bro. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said? What'd I say? What I said? What did I just say?
What do we talk about?
Huh?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
You just don't know who you's messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me?
Cool things to admit on the stand. I'm a leader of the black market.
Yeah.
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all.
Whoa. Blink, blink.
Blink, 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 blink.
What's going on?
Owen. Burr, 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 burr. Looks like a blackout.
Well done, trite.
Bim, bim.
I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you.
Okay, lie.
8, 9, 10, 11.
I mean, maybe if we're not counting the 8 from before.
Wait. So there's 8, 9, 10. 10 plus 8.
10 plus 8.
He
okay.
can't count.
He can't count.
I can't savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey.
Wow, his reward. He was like, you get some coffee.
Well, that
Give
could
you
have been his
coffee.
17th cup of coffee.
Oh, if he tossed the rest of it.
If he, if he hadn't drank any of it before, I don't know.
Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go.
Boo.
Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigray, Mr. Godot?
He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elk, Your Honor.
Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was.
And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is a truly frightening criminal. Huh. A truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there.
What? Godot. You're
Well-
so hot. Why do you have to be mad at me?
Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggie Bird not
Guilty!
Woo-hoo. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Oh, bye.
Bye. Was that like 3 hours? According to that?
I
Wasn't
don't
it
know.
like 1 o'clock when...
I
Whatever.
don't remember.
Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Maggie.
I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago, but now I feel like I can forgive him.
I would hope so.
Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. It was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway.
Detective Gumshoe. Oh. Guess I'll be heading out then. See you later, pal.
Wait. They don't know you're not gonna love you. Wait.
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Huh? Well, I was... Well, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around.
Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle.
That wasn't even of any use!
That's not fair.
But
It's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly.
Listen, Maggie, you can compliment me all you want. We're not gonna date. So,
Detective Gumshoe is just running around in circles.
okay, well, what do you do? Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him.
can't you put in a good word for him, Nick?
Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie, you know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all this.
I wanted to believe that, sir, but on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up.
He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts.
He doubted me. That's why he thought I might have done it.
Well, okay, no, because he said differently. He said the exact opposite. He's not a liar. Like, I don't think he's smart enough to lie. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom.
Weenies!
Weenies,
Weenies, weenies.
Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom.
That's...
A present from Detective Gumshoe. Made with a ton of love.
He said you lost weight and he was worried about you.
Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know?
And she hungry.
The sound effect.
Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know?
Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it?
Is it okay if I eat this now?
Yay! So, how is it, Maggie?
It's really good.
Yay!
Aww. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. Oh, and who
Wow.
knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. I love that empty... I love that empty bento. There's something about that picture. Very cute. Wow.
It's really good.
Recipe for Turnabout.
And the recipe was for weenies.
Yeah.
Wow.
And next time is Turnabout Beginnings.
Ooh, very exciting.
Is that
very
just
exciting.
is that a one off or is it a 2-off?
I think I saw that it was a 2-parter when I was looking at it
two-parter.
earlier, but I think it's just a trial.
Yeah, you don't get to do any investigation.
Okay.
Okay. Coolio.
That's very exciting. I'm very excited for that
lived
case.
happily ever after. So true.
Aww.
And then we close the book and tuck you all in.
You finished the dishes just in time. Hey, that's great. I love to hear that
That's
timing
great.
all out just right. Well, I'm glad that your dishes went well, and I hope that everyone else had a very good time tonight. Let me just do a little quickie check to see how the world is doing. The world needs to... Oh, hey! Critter is still streaming the art lock. Let's go check in on that, I think. That sounds very fun.
That there's just too little of.
Critter's the only thing.
That there's just too little of.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. And we'll probably be streaming something on Saturday.
Yeah.
We have not really decided what that's going to be yet, but we're very excited for whatever
If
it
we don't
is.
know, we'll do Ace Attorney and get that mini thing going. But also, I don't know. We could do anything.
It could
we
be
could do Stardew.
It could go back to Stardew. Could be nothing.
Could be. I mean, I
Probably
guess I
not.
suppose. I'd like it to be something, but we'll see.
All right.
Good night, everyone. Have a good evening and see you next time.
Yes, have fun with Critter and the art lock.
Oh, yeah.
Night.
Night, night. Kitties. Hi, kitties. Jimmy, do you have shit on your face? Jimmy has shit on his face. Come here. Jimmy. What's Roo doing?
Aw. Right now.